So, for my PBL video experience, I decided to do the My Restaurant project. And essentially, the standards behind this project were the ability to make a Prezi and then present that information, the ability to research and understand the students' findings, their integration of technology throughout all of this, and collaborative techniques, as well as their levels of creativity. In addition to these, they also had typical math, science, personal speaking, writing skills, things of that nature. And then the guiding question they had was, how would you design your own restaurant? So this is a pretty open-ended question, and it has a lot of layers and aspects to it as well. The summary of the lesson that I got was, this lesson taught students how to budget, plan, and research. Aside from all of this, they also found out things that they could do with the tools they were given. So a lot of students commented on how much they enjoyed the Prezi. They felt more comfortable with their public speaking skills after this. So the lesson itself is not just necessarily the math and science that they integrated, but it's all the tools that they will take out of this. Of course, they won't be actually creating their own restaurant right now, but they have the basis and the foundation of knowledge that comes into play with that they can apply to other things in their educational career. What I saw was students working in collaborative groups and creating a whole business. That's a big feat for what it seemed to be elementary and middle school students. So they actually had to research grants as well, which is one thing that I found kind of interesting. I did not see a lot of teacher-led parts of this assignment. So that makes me think that the students pretty much had free reign, aside from, of course, the guidelines they had. And with that can come a lot of really interesting and cool concepts. I know in a lot of the presentation it showed of the students, they got to show all of the delicious menu items they had, and of course with the calorie and the sugar counts and things like that. So I just saw a lot of student-led teaching, which was really wonderful in my eyes. What I think about that is that the students had nothing but positive things to say about this lesson, and many enjoyed it. And so when the students are enjoying something, that means that they are really grasping their learning to me. And since it was a real life scenario, it seemed pretty fun for them. And it was entirely untraditional. I don't know that in any of my public school years we ever got to do anything that was quite like this, where we got to use Prezi on our own, and we worked in groups, and we also got to research. I know one of the students said she got to pick out even the furniture all the way down to that due to their budgeting in the restaurants. I think anytime you can go non-traditional in the classroom is wonderful, because students have so many times in their life where they have to follow by the book. And so any chance you can stray away from that is something that's really wonderful for these kids. It did make me wonder, what if the students weren't interacting with the entire class throughout all of this? And if we weren't interacting, then how would we ever get anything done, or how would we learn from one another? And I feel as though if we can learn from each other,